And we are halfway through the first Street League competition.
And in first place right now is Nyjah Houston, who went 7 for 7 in the line section.
Both Chaz Ortiz and Sean Malto skated flawlessly in that section, but Chris Cole bailed 3 of his last 4 tricks and ended up last in that section.
Shane O'Neill scored the best trick of the section with a nollie backside heel to a switch front heel big spin down the second set.
Sean Malto, 100% consistent, really moved his way up the leaderboard. I mean, for him to really put it down in this contest, he has got to be near flawless. Another guy that needs to be near flawless, Chaz Ortiz.
Chaz Ortiz landed all 7 tricks in his section with an average score of about a 4.71.
And again, he's got to make them all to be there in the end.
Because the man to beat now after the second section is Nyjah Houston. He went 7 for 7 with an average score of 5.1.
Incredibly difficult tricks like the kickflip back tail slide on the round bar, but that's the reason he's sitting atop the leaderboard right now.
But the big story here, Rob, is Chris Cole in 6 and Paul Rodriguez in 7.
Completely unexpected, especially watching Chris Cole go from 1st all the way to 6th. Let's see if they can make it up right now as we jump into the technical section. First up, Paul Rodriguez.
Paul's one of the most technical skaters in all of skateboarding.
Man, you can still see that he's just a little bit off. You know, he just has not seemed comfortable.
There's something up with P-Rod today.
Those switch 360 flips in that first section has got him shook.
Yeah, Chris, hopefully this starts a landing streak for him. He certainly needs it.
It's unlike him to bail 3 out of 4 tricks, and I don't expect that to happen in this section. I expect him to work his way back up the leaderboard.
Tori with a backside Smith grind to a backside tail slide.
I mean, that is the epitome of technical skating.
Let's talk about technical skating a little bit, Rob. To me, skateboarding is broken down to 2 things, commitment and control. Commitment, skating big handrails, jumping downstairs. Control, that's this section right here. This is the benches and the flat bars.
And the fear factor is sort of eliminated in the ledge and technical section, which allows them to do much harder tricks because you just don't have the possibility of falling down a flight of stairs.
Absolutely. It might look easy, but it's far from it.
If you take a look at the leaderboard right now with Sean Malto's 5.0 there, I mean, there's literally 3 points that separate the top 5 guys. So at this point, it is still anybody's contest.
Even with Paul Rodriguez in 7th, he's a great technical skater. He could jump up the leaderboard within a few tries.
Yeah, and you want to know what? Last night, Nyjah Houston asked if he could come and practice by himself in just the technical section because he was kind of worried about what tricks he had. This is a more difficult section for him.
Yeah, this is his weakest section, that's for sure. I agree with that.
But really, all he has to do is keep himself within a distance because his strongest section is the big section.
Yeah, he just needs to land tricks. He needs to stay on his board and land tricks. When P-Rod doing a switchback tail to shove it, 5.4 for the trick score. He's gonna, you know, like I said, he's got a real chance of coming back.
Chris Cole bringing it right back. Backside 180 to switch frontside crooked grind. That's the type of trick you're not going to see in any other of the sections in this contest. That is just only a trick that you're going to see in the technical section. Tori Pudwell.
Wow, frontside feeble grind to Smith grind. Now that bar is pretty high, Rob.
I'm saying everything about that is incredibly difficult. From the height of the bar to the frontside feeble over to the Smith grind, it's like
doing it over the bench, so you got that mental block in your way.
I mean, incredibly technical and a really, really cool trick. I have a feeling Chaz Ortiz is going to struggle in the technical section as well.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the same caliber of ledge game that these other guys do.
Also,
that was a strategy play.
That was, and it was a fairly easy trick that kind of blew up in his face.
You don't want to bail the easy tricks. You just cannot afford to.
He's a guy who does not do easy tricks.
You can't bail 5-0 grinds when a guy's doing nollie flip nose slides every try with perfection. You know, Nyjah Houston has got to stay up with Shane O'Neill right now. These guys have been going back and forth.
Kickflip back tail slide.
I don't know if that's going to beat him. No, 68.5. You know, but it's keeping him right there, and really that's all that matters.
Yep. As long as he stays on, he's good.
Paul Rodriguez, flawless so far in the section.
That's a technical trick. Not done very cleanly, but it's a technical trick. He'll get some good points.
Yeah, 4.7. I mean, the tail slide heel flip out's incredibly difficult, but he was penalized for landing so sketchy.
Chris Cole coming to the bench fakie. Wow, frontside half cab, front blunt to fakie.
That is truly, truly difficult.
5.5, that puts Chris Cole into 3rd place.
Just as a reminder, the white dots next to the name mean they still have not made their attempt in this round.
Whoa! Torrey Pueblo, sketchy Caballero the back lip, hits his nose, hits his truck, actually does a little grind, puts down his hands on the bench. Still a really hard trick. He's probably gonna get some good points.
As you can see, he's right there with the top guys in that 68-point range.
Chaz with the 5-0 switch crooks. Let's see what the judges have to say about that. It's 3.9. Apparently they didn't like it that much.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is it's a 5-0 grind, which is one of the most basic tricks, with a little bit of extra to it, so you're not going to get that much.
Malta with a 5-0 grind all the way across the top. Again, basic trick.
Yeah, and those basic tricks are going to get you in the 3-point range, and you got to do difficult tricks to gain points in the technical section.
Switch flip back tail. Now that's a difficult trick, but does Shane feel no good if he doesn't pull it?
That's the truth. I mean, now he's open to holding that lead for this whole section. Isaac Houston with the backside Smith grind. That's going to be enough to take him into the lead. 4.6, 73.1.
That's almost 11 points higher than T-Rock.
Yeah, I mean, he's really got to stay on him. Oh, man.
Fakey ollie, fakey crooks. Easy trick for Paul.
I mean, he really couldn't afford to bail a trick in this section. And really, I wouldn't expect him to try something so easy. Chris Cole continuing to put it down in this section, working his way back up the leaderboard. For Chris Cole, having that one bad section, all he really has to do is keep landing tricks and put himself in a position in the big section, because he is one of the strongest skaters in the big section.
Torrey Pueblo with kickflip back rib across the entire bench.
To me, that's risky. This is real concrete he's sliding on, and flipping into a lip slide on a concrete ledge, there's a lot of room for your board getting stuck or just something going wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought he would have done wow. Chaz, again, showing a little bit of his weakness here in the technical section.
But he's going for it. I mean, feeble grind a backside tail slide, that's risky. Malta
with a fakey ollie, fakey front crook. He's sticking with his conservative plan, 4.4. He's just building points right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's really, really strategic in the sense of just continuing to build points. But, you know, in the end, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Wow, that's control. That's what I'm talking about. That's control. Switch flip back tail. Perfect.
5.6, one of the most difficult tricks done in the technical section. That moves him all the way up to first place. You know, one guy to go in this round. Nyjah Houston really needs to put a trick down here to maintain the lead that he just took over from Shane.
So he's got to do something really smart here.
Frontside pop, shove it, backside nose grind.
For 15 years old, he's actually got a pretty good head on his shoulders. He's skating very strategic.
I mean, he really is. He understands the format and understands what he has to do to win.
There it is. Fakey ollie, fakey crook. That's solid. That's sound. That's P-Rod. That's the one we know.
We expect him to skate that solid throughout an entire section, but he's clearly in his head right now in this competition.
Yeah, that looks like a trick that P-Rod should warm up with. Not his 5th try in the technical section.
Chris Cole, backside 180 fakey nose grind revert.
He was in 6th, and now he's in 3rd. He's turning it back around.
With 2 tries left, he's going to be in a really good position going into the final section.
Wow.
Incredibly difficult trick, nollie flip back tail slide. You know, only someone like Torrey Pueblo would even attempt that. Chaz Chaz Ortiz hanging on with the frontside feeble across and down.
I've noticed with a couple of these guys, if they miss a trick, they go back and do it again. Now that can work in their favor, or it may not. Sometimes you can get stuck on a trick and you've wasted all your tries.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't have that happen right here.
Malto going for a basic trick, a feeble grind up and down.
We've watched him miss 2 basic tricks in this section alone. Wow.
A nollie flip nose slide to big spin out.
I mean, a 6.9. Look at this. I mean, this is the epitome of controlled skateboarding.
That's right.
6.9 is the best trick of this entire event so far.
An 18-year-old Shane O'Neill and a 20-year-old Shane O'Neill are like 2 different people. In the last 2 years, I've seen this guy become literally better than everyone.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. He really did come out of nowhere in this last year.
Nigel with a fakie 5-0. Looked like he was going to fakie flip out of that. It just didn't look like it.
I think that's a fakie 5-0 pure strategy. Like, you know, he knows it's not worth that many points. He just wants to make sure he just continues to build.
P-Rod with a switch flip backside 5-0, which is kind of crazy to me considering Heath did tell me the switch backside 5-0 was giving such a problem.
Well, it certainly looks like Paul's got his confidence back, which is huge considering there's only 8 tricks left for him in the entire event.
And the 7 that he's going to have to do on the big section, he certainly has enough commitment and control for that.
Absolutely. Chris Cole moved his way all the way up to 3rd place. Let's see what he's got. Oh. Man, I didn't see him miss one of those in practice. And this is what's developing here is he just seems to be falling a lot in these last couple tricks of each section.
A little bit sketchy there for Torrey.
I mean, you see the smile on his face. He knows he got pretty lucky right there, but that's worth some points because that is an incredibly technical maneuver.
There he is looking up at the board, seeing that he's now in 3rd, just behind Houston and O'Neill.
Chaz Ortiz missed 2 out of his first 5 tricks after having a flawless line section.
Nice. Frontside, tailside, big spin.
4.9 is going to cut into that lead, but he's still pretty far behind the leaders. Sean Malto putting together a little combo with the feeble to 5-0 grind.
Shane O'Neill ahead of all of these guys, still in 1st, and he has 2 tries left.
Oh,
yikes.
Nollie flip quicker grind, again, incredibly difficult. 5.3, 86.5. I mean, putting a lot of pressure on Nigel Houston, who's 5.6 points behind him. He's really got to do something here just to stay with him.
And honestly, I don't think Nigel has that in this section.
Switch tailside nollie heel flip out. He just didn't have the speed, didn't really have the commitment right there, you know. And
yeah, he was going way too slow.
okay, here we go. Final attempt in the technical section. Paul Rodriguez has been really solid his last few tricks. Let's see what he has to close it out. Backside nose grind, nollie heel flip. 5.9, that's a great way to end it. He ended really strong. I mean, this is an incredibly difficult trick to do first try. Backside nose grind, nollie heel. Just held on to it long enough to get a big score of 5.9.
Wow, Chris Cole getting hung up again on a frontside 5-0, frontside nose slide.
Just like the last section, just having trouble with those last couple tricks. Torrey with the feeble grind to 50-50. That 4.4 jumps him all the way up to 2nd place. He is right in the thick of it right now.
This is the final attempt for Chaz Ortiz. Let's see what he's got.
He's got to do something big here.
Keeping it solid with a half cab nose slide 270 out. Keeping it solid, 4.2. Still, he needs to step it up.
He just did not have the power of tricks to make a move in that section.
Nice.
Sean Malto, nose manual nollie flip out, his most difficult trick, 5.2, putting him in 4th place.
Let's see what Shane O'Neill has to say about that. He's already in 1st place. He's got to hang on. Not doing it right there. He tries a much harder trick than he really needed to be. That really put his lead in jeopardy.
But he has a more go for the kill strategy of I'm going to put some distance between these guys rather than play it safe. Let's see if Houston can answer and get back close to the leaders.
Shane O'Neal just got lucky right there.
Well, we are set for the finale on the big section. We got 5 guys within a shot of the leader. Don't go anywhere.